even just, you gotta respect, like, we can't just say this guy's like, he's a bum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not a bum.
Yeah.
He's not a bum for sure, for a long shot. Yeah. So you gotta respect him, but you can't give him too much respect. Take his best punch, or whatever he do good, be able to take that and take it away from him, and be able to make sure that when I give him myself, make sure I'm doing everything correct, make sure all the way down to the T. Take him in that deep water and drown him.
3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas not touch me at all.
One of the best ones out there is what they don't know, gets less respect for it, but one of the best ones out there. Now his mouth a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's a different kind of character when it comes to the mouth. Yeah. Because that's where he's from. But he's really one of the pound the best ones of the coop. And I'm gonna tell you why he's the best one of the coop to me. He can punch, but he also can box. You understand me? Some that can box can't punch. Some that can punch can't box. He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally, he can do it left side, right side, he can do whatever he needs to do as a southpaw to get the job done. And that's saying a lot, because not many guys.
Gervonta Davis grew up in extremely difficult circumstances, surrounded by hardship and instability from an early age. With both of his parents battling addiction, struggle was part of his everyday life. In that environment, fighting became more than a way to survive. It was the first sign of the fierce competitor and warrior he would eventually become.
Father was on drugs. My mom left me and my brother in the house by herself. Someone called the Child Protective Service, and they came and got us, and we was in foster care and group home and things like that. And I was always.
Gervonta Davis's path into boxing began in the most unexpected way. One day, his uncle walked outside and discovered him right in the middle of a street fight. That single moment became the turning point that changed the direction of his life, putting him on the road that would eventually lead him to the boxing ring.
And my uncle ended up walking outside the door and seeing me fight. So when he seen me fight, he was like, you could do something. So he took me to the gym. The gym was probably like a 10-minute walk from the house. So when I went to the gym, I was getting the love that I wasn't getting at home. So it came more so like a father figure type stuff, like the coaches in the gym. That's why I'm still with Calvin now, because he's more so like a father. So that's what made me draw me into.
Gervonta Davis's journey into boxing started in a completely unexpected moment. One day, his uncle stepped outside and caught him in the middle of a street fight. What could have been just another rough day instead became the life-changing event that redirected his future and set him on a path toward the boxing world.
Fighter, but you gotta learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this, because this is gonna mean a lot for him. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and count. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You know what I'm saying? And for the fans, it starts to look bored.
That's how I say. I feel like he was running.
He really ain't running. He just don't understand that this is somebody else teach him. And I would teach him if they ever brought him to me to teach him. But he got to understand what I'm trying to tell him. I'm not trying to criticize him.
Right.
But when you say something bad, they take it as criticism. Right. No, son. You got to understand how to not jump. Okay. People know what the thing that dig the hole, the excavator, right? Yeah. If you move that thing back too far.
Gervonta Davis first found his way into boxing through an unexpected turning point. One day, his uncle came outside and saw him involved in a street fight. Rather than becoming just another moment from a difficult childhood, that incident ended up changing the course of his life and guiding him toward the sport that would shape his future.
How will I work? You can't take it out of you working with this, because this part keeps it on the job, the feet. This do the work. If you take the thing and move it back, it's off the job. It can't work no more. So if you move back every time off the job, it ain't gonna ever get no work done. So now it's gonna become boring. Why? It ain't doing.
John Porter weighed in on the growing talk surrounding a possible showdown, pushing back against the idea that Gervonta Davis would simply blow Shakur Stevenson out with a knockout. He pointed to Stevenson's elite defensive skill set and suggested that even Tank recognizes how difficult that kind of puzzle can be. Porter's view was that this matchup would be far more tactical than explosive early on, with the outcome likely decided by ring IQ adjustments, and strategy across all 12 rounds rather than a fast finish.
Everybody thinks that Tank is going to go in there and just knock out Shakur. It's
That's not going to happen.
But it shouldn't have taken this fight.
I knew he couldn't.
For people to realize.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew that too, but yeah.
Shakur is a defensive specialist.
And I've been saying this for a long time. If you pay attention to how Tank would react whenever Shakur's name came up, I was like, yo, it's something that Tank knows that most people don't know or understand. There's something that he sees in Shakur. It could be the fact that Shakur was a 2016 silver medalist. You know,
he's got a lot to do with it.
He's that, the silver child of the country, and there's no telling. But this is what I've always known. It ain't just a big straight left or a big right hook coming from Tank that's going to end that night. That night is going to be the most strategical you've seen both these guys ever be in a fight.
John Porter went on to stress that elite-level fights are never decided by power alone. In his view, the biggest matchups reveal a fighter's ability to think under pressure, make smart adjustments, and remain patient as the rounds unfold. Against Shakur Stevenson, he believes fans would see a far more measured version of Gervonta Davis, a version that depends just as much on ring strategy and timing as on his trademark power.
Looking forward to the big fights. We're looking forward to the big matchups because those are the kind of people that's going to pull it out of him. So with a fight with Shakur, you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ is because everybody followed the script. And what I mean by that is you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing. And that's
Tyrone Crawford explained why he gives the edge to Shakur Stevenson in this potential matchup. In his view, Gervonta Davis could have trouble landing clean because of Stevenson's defensive instincts, timing, and awareness in the ring. Crawford also noted that while Tank often builds momentum in the later rounds, his tendency to start more patiently could become a serious disadvantage against a fighter as sharp and accurate as Stevenson.
A fighter, I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight. And not only Shakur, Keyshawn either.
Oh, you don't think Key either? Even right now, I feel like it's a little Key nice though, but it might be a little early for Key right now.
Listen, Tank get hits a lot. Tank, in my eyes, Tank is always losing until he's not.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
If you watch those fights,
well, at least in the early rounds. Middle rounds, he start coming up, but I see what you're saying. Them early rounds, yeah.
Let Keyshawn start hitting them like everybody else hitting them. Let him start hitting them with everybody else, like everybody else hitting them.
Yeah.
Man, he gonna clean them.
Shakur Stevenson gave his own confident breakdown of the matchup, fully acknowledging Gervonta Davis' knockout power while questioning how effective it would actually be against him. He made it clear that power only matters when it lands, and he believes his defense, positioning, and ring IQ would stop that from happening. For Stevenson, the deciding factor is his ability to dictate the pace of the fight and take away everything Tank does best.
And he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them.
Right.
At any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter.
Shakur Stevenson also revealed that, despite all the public back and forth, no official contract for the fight had ever actually been put in front of him. While Gervonta Davis continued mentioning the matchup in public, Stevenson suggested there had been no genuine progress behind the scenes, which naturally raised doubts about how seriously the fight was truly being pursued.
He said on Twitter that he sent Shakur a contract and went elsewhere.
All my life, Tank a liar. If he just said that nigga's a liar, he need to stop lying.
Okay.
Yo, no cap. If he sent me a contract, tell him post that contract. Post the contract he sent me. That's what I want to see. And I want to see that. Don't make up no fake contract. Don't post the contract you sent me. I would love to see it.
Damn. Okay.
And show me you sent it to me, to the email, to make sure.
Roy Jones Jr. also weighed in on the long-discussed matchup, saying the timing feels ideal. He emphasized that fans ultimately want to see the very best fighters test themselves against one another. To in his view, whether it happens now or later is less important than making sure it finally happens, so both men get the chance to prove themselves where it matters most, in the ring.
It's been a rumored fight for quite some time now. We have Shakur going up against Kid Austin in about a week.
Yeah.
You know, with a win over Kid Austin, you know, do you think that would be for a great time for a fight against Tank Davis?
It'll be a great time for a fight against Tank Davis right now. So even before that, so the boxing world want to see the best fight best. So right now it's a great time for the Tank Davis fight. After that fight, it'll be a great time for the Tank Davis fight. Doesn't matter when. That's always a great fight. I gotta go now. I got my fight away.
How do you think we get that fight, Roy?
Forget that. Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins?
It's a good fight. That's a hard call. I love both fighters. I won't say either one of them because both of them are great. I like both of them. I admire what both of them have done. And I just want to see them fight. You know, so the work who wins. I want to call it. I want them.
Eddie Atlas analyzed why Shakur Stevenson is such a challenging opponent. He noted Stevenson's sharp awareness, precise timing, and mastery at distance, emphasizing that Stevenson consistently dictates the pace of his fights. At the same time, Atlas acknowledged Gervonta Davis as a rare threat, highlighting his explosive power and versatile skill set as factors that could potentially break Stevenson's usual rhythm in ways few fighters can.
Is that difficult because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, that his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that style and beat.
He caught Shakur with a good shot. Boom. He didn't hurt Shakur or nothing, but it was like, you could tell, like, if it was 8-ounce gloves, we don't know how Shakur would have reacted. It was like, because I remember him throwing Shakur, he caught Shakur with like a clean shot. Boom. And Shakur didn't shake up or do nothing, but it was a clean shot. I'm like, nigga, you sure you can take another one of that? Shakur like, what? Like, he took off his shirt and they started bumping like that. Now they going back and forth.
Hold on, was it sparring? Yeah. Was it competitive, close, all that, Shakur and Tank?
Nah, yeah, it was competitive. And like the second time, like they sparred, like, it was like a chess match. Like now Tank know, like, all right, he's really nice. Like Shakur really nice. Like all that walk down shit. I got a box. Like this nigga, like I can't just walk him down. Like he can really fight. So it was like Tank like switch his strategy up and like same. Like now Tank trying to come and walk me down. I'm in there like we fighting. Like it's back and forth competitive. I'm talking.
Richardson Hitchens reflected on the early sparring sessions between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, describing them as both intense and competitive. He remembered moments when Davis landed clean shots, yet Stevenson managed them effectively, forcing Davis to adjust his approach in later rounds. Over time, these sessions developed into a high-level tactical battle, with neither fighter clearly in control.
Requires strategy, like a potential clash with Shakur.
We have Bonnie in the ring earlier. You say that you're hungry for the pressure coming in. He's the one that has to do something direct. Well, I don't think that you should say something. We just want to make we have a great plan. Change that plan.
Ultimately, the boxing community is left in suspense. Will Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson finally face off, or will fans continue waiting? One thing is certain, the audience wants the top fighters to clash. When this fight finally comes together, it won't just be another bout. It has a potential to define the entire division. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your prediction in the comments. Who comes out on top, Tank or Shakur?